Carnivore style, y'all. Carnivore style. Boy, let's see. I'm just gonna continue. This is equivalent to getting a 12-ounce ribeye in a restaurant. That's the thawed. Let me try this frozen. Love it.
Carnivore cooking ain't easy. Come tell us why.
All right.
I would just like to say to you, don't start touching my leg.
I'm not gonna touch your leg.
I would just like to say to you, you went from only watching YouTube to, okay, G, I'll do that and participate with you. You've been phenomenal on the show. And then you took it a whole nother step further and did, I think this is your second solo show. Huh?
Yeah, it is.
And involve food.
That's
right?
what the carnivore is about, involving food. The first one had to do with cutting meat. And
stop right there. Hey everybody, this is G Brown, G Brown the Lifestyle Changer. And
I'm Frederick Brown, the husband.
The husband never just gonna keep on talking,
You
And you are tuned into Hanging with the Browns. Now go ahead.
Okay.
I got
Maybe
you.
lose track. Anyway, the first show that I did solo basically involved me cutting meat. That was something I wanted to do. And I actually went back and re-edited that portion to kind of show you what the cost breakdown was and what my savings was. And I think I saved about $82 just on buying that slab and cutting it myself. The beauty of it is it's more than just saving the $82. It also meant that, you know, I had a substantial amount of fat that I was able to include in my meal that normally if you just go buy it out the store, you don't, that trimming is cut, right? That trimming is cut. So that's one of the beauties of doing it yourself. And I showed that one. And then the second one, which you'll see here, deals with me actually cooking. And one of the things I thought about was, because my wife had done this before. I think our daughter had actually done it years ago, where she used the NuWave to cook a steak from its frozen state, right? And I thought that was impressive. So what I decided to do is just do a little comparison, you know, of is there a difference between cooking a steak that's thawed versus one that's frozen? Is there a taste difference and whatnot? Now, the issue that I had, if you saw the first one that I did, you've noticed that everything was laid out for me. My wife had laid the cutting board, the aluminum foil, she had the water in the sink, she had the whole 9 yards, she had the trash bag over. So it made it very easy for me to kind of, you know, slide into the thing, and I didn't really have to think about a lot, so I was able to kind of talk and talk my way through. But on this particular one, you know,
I jumped out there on his own.
Yeah, I did. I jumped out there on my own, and you can kind of tell that I was a little unprepared, right, for the details, right. I didn't have the pan to put it on. I didn't. You'll see it.
And we're gonna air it in its entirety.
No, you got to cut some of it out. I stopped it.
Was you in a cussing? Other than that, I'm a air it. No, because we have some people that say that don't speed it up.
You can't air everything because I cut it, because there's a time period of it actually cooking, and because I was so unprepared, I really didn't have a lot to say. So at that point, I didn't want you just sitting there looking at me. I mean, like, that was, yeah. Unlike with the meat cutting, I was actually talking, right? In this one, I think I was a little befuddled because I was trying to figure out, okay, what's going on? What am I missing? What am I missing? You know, I got the thermometer, I got the rack. Oh, I didn't do this. Now I think I said my wife's gonna be mad because I had to carry the meat across from one countertop to the stove, and I wasn't prepared, you know. May have dropped a little blood on the floor or something. I don't know.
Them cooking shows ain't easy, huh?
they're not
Why
easy.
you think I limit them?
Yeah,
Oh my
they're
God,
not
it
easy.
is. It's a lot. So kudos
Well, they're not.
to those.
They're not easy if you're unprepared.
No, kudos to those that really do them, because I know that here I can sit, I can talk. You know, we have our board up there. We go ahead and talk. But no, it is so much that you have, and then you have the cooking time. And so I did enjoy the one where I did them both, the meatballs and the tuna melts, because when the tuna was frying, then I was able to continue to work. So you were constantly busy and and moving. But yeah, that ain't easy.
No.
So I'm so glad.
Yeah.
I'm proud of it.
Let me go ahead and say this.
You've been talking about my skillet.
No, y'all gonna see this. That skillet that I bought, she first eyeballed it on Carrie's show, right?
He was doing that reverse searing. He had that big old skillet, and
huge.
I got plenty of skillets. I got one this big. I got a square one this big, that big. But I ain't had one that big.
Yeah, and the thing is, our stove, even though it's electric, there's an eye that actually has a small and a larger heating element burner, right? So it's designed to accommodate that size of skillet, and it's about 13 inches wide. And I was in Walmart and I saw it and I picked it up, and so
now you know what that's the language of love, because only a carnivore will get all excited over a seasoned cast iron skillet.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, and you're gonna see, boy, does it work? I had it high.
You did.
Boy, did I sear that steak?
Ooh.
It was good, y'all. It was really good. I did a taste test. You'll see, I did a taste test, but I don't think I gave you a final conclusion. I want to give them a final conclusion.
Okay, well, let's show it and then let's hold a conclusion.
Okay. My wife was watching Carrie at Homestead House, one of his episodes, and he had this huge skillet, 13 inches, I think it is. And she said, I want one of those. Guess what, y'all? I got her one. Hi, everyone. My name is Frederick Brown, the husband, with Hanging with the Browns. Today, I thought I would try and do something. I don't know that I've seen it done on YouTube, but I thought I'd give it a try. What I want to do is I want to compare cooking a thawed steak versus a frozen steak. And if you saw this episode, my wife, she told you that her favorite cooking appliance in the kitchen was his NuWave. Remember, she been over and said how much she loves the NuWave. I'm gonna try it in the NuWave because the NuWave can cook frozen food. So we're just gonna see how that works. Now, before I begin, I want to weigh these. Now, I've already weighed the plastic bag that I have these stored in. So I'm gonna start with the frozen item. The frozen item weighs 11.5 ounces. Now, this bag in itself is 3/10 of an ounce. So we're talking, well, 11.6. So we're talking 11.3 ounces, right? Its total weight is 11.6 ounces minus 3/10 of a pound for the bag is 11.3 ounces. That's for the frozen steak. For the thawed steak, it's coming in at 11.1 ounce minus 3/10 for the bag. So that's 10.8 ounces. So they're pretty comparable in sizes. The frozen steak is just slightly larger, not by much. But what I've learned from previous cookings, I found that the frozen steak takes about 16 minutes and the thawed steak takes roughly around 12, right? So it's like a 4-minute difference, but I want to keep it fair. So I'm going to cook both of these in this NuWave at the same time. I'm going to pull out my handy thermometer so I can check the temperatures. Now, I like my steaks medium rare, between medium rare and medium. So I'm gonna use Redmond's red salt, I should say, real salt by Redmond's. And I'm going to put salt on both. So let me grab this pan. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and take this out. I've already washed my hands, y'all. So it's going to take the frozen one out. I'm going to put the frozen steak on the right. And I'll have the thawed steak on the left. All right, again, the thawed steak, I'm going to cook for 12 minutes. And I'm going to turn it at 6 minutes. And the frozen steak, I'm going to cook for 16 minutes, but I'm going to turn it at 8 minutes. The salt will just kind of bounce off. The only seasoning that I'm using will be the real salt. So, you know, and what I like to do is I like to poke my steaks a little, especially the thawed version. Now, whether that does anything or not, I don't know. But that's kind of how I grew up, and that's kind of how my dad used to do it. So take it for what it's worth. I can't do that to the frozen one. So just going to add my little seasoning. I'm going to add it to the frozen one, but of course it's going to bounce off. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the other side as well. Now, am I really doing anything by doing this? I don't know. I'm just a new carnivore trying to learn this way around in the kitchen, trying to figure out what works for me. I've seen some of you guys cook some thick, juicy ribeyes. I know I've seen Carrie do it, man, and they look really good. So I'm not Carrie, and I don't know that what I'm doing is going to be as good as what he does. The frozen ribeye on the right. I'm going to place the thawed ribeye on the left. And I'm going to start my timeout at, I said the most I'm going to cook will be 16 minutes for the frozen and 12 minutes for the thawed. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it over to my skillet and I'm going to sear it. All right. So let's go. So cook time, cook temp set 350. Cook time, I'm just going to put in 16 minutes. And we're going to start. To technology, I've hyperlapsed the time, if you will. But we got about a minute left. And then I just wanted to say something about this NuWave. You know, this NuWave, I'm not in any way promoting NuWave. I just want to kind of tell you about how it operates. It uses conduction, convection, and infrared to cook. Right? Conduction, it cooks the outside of the meat. Convection, you know, it cooks all around the meat, and then the infrared actually penetrates through the meat. So it cooks in three ways, and that allows it to be able to cook or anything from the frozen state because of the way it actually heats up. So without really getting into too much detail. So now I'm approaching a minute left. So now we're at 10 minutes. We're gonna pause this. I've allowed it to cook for 6 minutes. So what I wanna do is take the temperature of the meat, I'm going to start with the left, which I said was my thawed meat, and I'm at 99, 100, somebody on 100, still going up, 101 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so I'm going to check my frozen meat internal temperature, and it's at 82.3, it's settling 83.7 degrees Fahrenheit. So we see that the thawed meat is, of course, which is what we expected, to cook a little bit faster. I'm sorry, the thawed meat to cook a little bit slower. I said that wrong. So I'm just going to continue now. Oh, pause. I forgot. Since I was halfway through with the thawed, I was supposed to turn the thawed over. I forgot. So let me just turn the thawed meat over. And then in 2 more minutes, which will be the halfway for the frozen, I'll turn it over. And I just want to add a little more seasoning, a little more salt to the other side, right, of the one I just turned over. And then we will resume the cook. Now, in the past, I've used butter, but I'm not going to use butter today. And there's a reason. I've just recently learned that I think butter is bothering me. Dairy in itself. That's the only thing that I've done outside of eating saltwater meat is I've added some butter, and my body has revealed that yeah, I'm feeling a little discomfort, and it has to come from something that I'm intaking into my body. And the only thing I can narrow it down to right now is the butter. So I'm going to eliminate the butter this time. Okay, so I'm going to cut back and see if I can have things realign themselves. So I'm at 9 minutes. I got 1 more minute, and then I'm going to turn the frozen steak over, and we'll resume. And what I'm going to do is, at that point, I'm going to pull the thawed steak. I'm going to pull it out when I got about 4 minutes. So it'll be another 5 minutes or so of that one cooking. Trying to keep these 2 different times in my mind, and I didn't write it down. So now I'm at 8, right, which is halfway for the frozen. I'm just going to do another temperature check and see the difference now. So temperature check for the frozen now. That doesn't make sense. Oh, there we go. We're at 108, 9, about 110, still kind of going up. About 110.7 Fahrenheit. So that did increase a little from the last time. So let me go ahead now and turn the right side. This would be the frozen steak. Turn it over. And I'm going to add a little more seasoning to it, as I did with the thawed one. All right. So now I'm going to resume my cook. And I got about 4 more minutes left on the thawed steak. And I got 8 minutes left on the frozen steak. And again, these numbers are based on what I've experienced lately when trying to cook a thawed steak and trying to cook a frozen steak, realizing the frozen steak, of course, it's going to take a little bit longer. And I'm excited to see how it's going to turn out. Now, one of the things that I did note was that honestly, my thawed steak I thought tasted pretty good, and even the frozen steak, thought it tasted pretty good. But I have to say that when I was experimenting with the thawed steak, one of the things I realized was that I thought I had left it in there too long. So this time when I chose 12 minutes, this is kind of the median of kind of what I had experimented before. Because what I experimented before was I thought I cooked it a little too much. It was closer to being well done. And so I was kind of experimenting with that. Weight of it is similar. This weight is similar to that of the weight before, which is if you saw my video when I actually cut this bulk meat, they were pretty comparable, pretty close in thickness. And so the weight of them should be pretty close to being the same. So hopefully it's comparing apples to apples and not necessarily apples and oranges, but it was close. You know, it's just not a controlled test by any way. I'm not endorsing doing this anyway. I just thought it might be something fun to show. I mean, I really wanted to see myself, and I wanted to share that with you. Now, one of the things that's going to be different, like I said, the skillet that I just bought, I'm going to go ahead. I got 6 minutes left, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that on, and I'm going to turn that on to high. And I want to heat that skillet up because I want to reverse sear this and really see how that goes. And so I want to make sure my pot. Now what I'm going to do is turn on my fan, my exhaust fan, because you know this smell, I love it, but sometimes my wife, you know, want to exhaust it out. So and she's my better half is she's actually in another room right now. So I just want to kind of see how this is going to work. I'm at 5 minutes, so I got another minute, less than a minute, and I'm going to pull my thawed steak out, and it'll rest for 4 minutes. Normally I don't let it rest that long, but in this case it's going to have to rest for 4 minutes because I want the frozen steak to continue to cook, right? I want to try and get their temperatures as close as possible to being the same. And again, I think this might be it. I don't know. You might find out just like you're gonna find out when I find out if this really works for me or not. If I'm back to the drawing board and trying to figure something else out. So got my skillet heating up. Let me just check temperature here. Pot's getting hot. It's a thick pot, so I'm down to 4 minutes now. So what I'm gonna do is pull my thawed steak out. Ooh, I probably should stop it first. I'm gonna pull my thawed steak out, but before I pull it out, let me check its temperature once again. Oh yeah, 133, 144, 145, 146, 148, 140, about 150. Ooh, might have been too much, y'all. Might have been too much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out. So that just tells me that my 12 minutes, I'm doing this on my countertop, my 12 minutes might have been a little too much. So I'm going to go ahead and I probably need to do 10 minutes if it's going to be thawed. So let me go ahead and finish this. I'm going to let me just cut into this just a little bit. Kind of curious to see how pink it is. Oh, it's a little pink. Yeah, that might not be bad. It's a little pink. Still see a little blood up there. But my main thing is I want to make sure I fry this fat. These are my ninja knives here. Oh boy, are they sharp. This is actually the steak knife. So I'm going to put it over here because I'm actually going to use it to cut it. Let me go ahead and get a plate out since I got 2 of these. Just going to grab a couple of plates. I'm going to sit it down here. And so we got about 3 minutes left on this steak. Again, I'm 2 plates. So we're gonna put my thawed steak on the left, my frozen steak on the right. And you know, I think 3 minutes, 2 minutes, I think I'm gonna go ahead and sear this thawed steak. I was gonna wait. I'm gonna go ahead and sear this. My wife's gonna kill me. So I really didn't plan for this. I got this steak and sitting on this rack. It's a little bloody. And I walked across this floor. Woo! Woo! I better turn this on high. Oh my goodness. I better turn this down a little bit. I'm gonna burn it. All right, turn it over on the other side real quick. Oh yeah. Y'all don't tell my wife. She might come run out of the room in a minute. I gotta take this off. Oh, one more turn on there. Oh my goodness. Whew. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Now I'm gonna let this rest. Cause, whew, boy, if y'all can smell that, it smells good to me. You turn this down a little bit though. Boy, that skillet is no joke. Skillet is no joke. Okay, so I'm down to 1 minute on the other one. So on the left, I got the thawed steak. I'm down to 1 minute. So let's see what we can do. 1 minute. So, okay, so just went off. Let me go ahead and clear this one. And what I'm gonna do, again, she gonna kill me. All right. So here we go. Same thing. This is the frozen steak, and we're gonna sear in it. Turn that over. Whew. Boy, it's smelling good though. I don't know if y'all can see all that smoke. I feel like I'm in Texas Roadhouse. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me grab my pot. Grab my plate. Grab my plate. Okay, y'all. Here we go. This is the frozen one. Oh man. So let me bring this camera around for you. I gotta turn this up on high. Turn the stove off. Take that pot off. Oh my goodness. We have on the left, we have a thawed steak. And let me just cut through here. Yeah, it's medium, right? It's not medium raw. I don't know if you can see that, but that's medium. Not bad. Question is, how does it taste? And then if I look over here at the thawed steak, I'm sorry, the frozen steak, that one there, you see a little pink in the middle. Hey, that's kind of medium, man. That's like a nice, okay, so let's do a taste test. Do a taste test on this one. Do a taste test on this one. And then I'll cut it. And we'll see. All right. Got that. I don't want to take in a big piece, just a small piece. All right. So here we go. All right. So this is the thawed, right? This is the thawed. Hey. Tender. No fat. Not bad. Okay. All right. Let me try the frozen. Yo, I can't tell the difference. I honestly can't tell the difference. Both of these are on point. Both of these are on point. So, but what that says to me, again, thawed on the left, frozen on the right. You can see. That tells me that I don't have to thaw my steaks out. I can just take them right out of the freezer, put them in a NuWave, cook them for 16 minutes, you know, and I got a medium. I got a medium steak. Throw them on a skillet if I wanted to sear it. If not, then that's fine. But I thought that searing, I think I had the skillet a little too high.
All right, now it's over.
Okay.
Ooh, what's the conclusion at the baby?
Well, the conclusion.
No, wait, I just want to add. Now, one time did you say, "Hey, G, you want to taste this?"
Ooh, no.
I think I see some grease. Yeah.
I think I did. I thought I called you. I may have whispered.
Wait a minute, I was going to just say, "Gee." That's how you said it.
I'll cook you another one.
Go ahead. How was it?
Right. Well, here's the thing. They both tasted great, right? But I think I prefer the thawed steak over the frozen steak. Reason being, I was able to season my thawed steak better, right? So a lot of the seasoning on my frozen steak kind of bounced off, and I guess I could have put a little more salt on it when I put it in the skillet, but you know, I think I was able to season it better, and it was seasoned a lot better, and but both were good. I managed to get somewhere between a medium rare and a medium, probably more medium than medium rare. And it worked well. It wasn't one of those big carry steaks though, you know. But like I mentioned before, you know, because of my wife, my cuts are a lot thinner, and so they have a tendency of cooking faster. And so you gotta be on your toes and not allow them to burn. So it's been more of an experimental thing for me, and I kind of wanted to share that with you. You know, again, this is just an amateur carnivore trying to learn his way around in the kitchen, learn his way around at the butcher shop, you know.
But you use my favorite kitchen tool. But in the comments, because one thing we have not done a steak in the air fryer. And I know some of you guys do that.
Yeah.
So, okay, we look young, but you have to break that down. I need time and temp. I need thickness of steak. I need all of that, and just give an idea of how you do it, and possibly that'll be something that. And let me know if it's thawed or frozen. All of those things.
You can cook a frozen steak in the air fryer.
They finna tell us.
Oh,
we haven't done that. I'm gonna be honest.
Hey, that sounds like another show.
Yeah, the only thing I've ever done in the air fryer is chicken wings.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, all the other stuff when I don't feel I know what I was doing, because I've never messed up food as much as I have in it. The chicken wings, it was.
Okay. So.
Yeah, there you go. And if somebody knows pork belly, how to slice it up and how long for that to stay in there, because I would like to do the pork belly little bites. Not no big one, just the pork belly bites. I'm dice them up, and I need to know how long for that as well. All right. Well, thank y'all for supporting my husband when he do his solo shows. Thank you so much. Yeah. He trying. I love it. I love it. We'll see y'all guys.
All right. Bye-bye. Thank you, everyone, for watching this show. We really enjoyed bringing the show to you, and we hope you enjoyed it as well. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, and subscribe. And take a look at one of these. We'll put it in one of these corners.